Hi guys, welcome to yet another video on the topic grammar for CUT. So in today's class, we'll be looking at the aspect of parts of speech for CUT. So let's get started with the video. So basically talking about parts of speech, we all know that it is the very foundation for English grammar. Without talking about parts of speech or what parts of speech, what are the functions of parts of speech, we can't answer or understand the questions related to English grammar. So basically talking about parts of speech, we all know that we have 8 different types of parts of speech in English language. And the very definition of parts of speech is that it categorizes words into specific roles based on their function. So by understanding the function of a parts of speech, we can, when we read a given sentence, what kinds of role different words in that given sentence plays. So let's get started with that. The first category of parts of speech we have is noun. So the very basic definition of noun is that it is a naming word, such that nouns actually represents a person, place, thing, or even an idea. So when we talk about noun, it can be further categorized into common nouns and proper nouns. And moving on, next we have the category of pronoun. So when we talk about the aspect of pronoun, the very basic definition that we can give that the word that we use instead of a noun in a given sentence. So that when we use pronouns in a sentence, we are able to reduce the repetition in a given language. So in the case of nouns, like for the categorization, in pronouns also we have further categorization. So some different types of pronouns include personal pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, and indefinite pronouns. So personal pronouns includes words such as I, you, he, she, etc. In the case of demonstrative pronouns, we have words such as this, that, these, those, etc. And finally, in the case of indefinite pronouns, we have words such as someone, anybody, etc. And now we have another very vital component of parts of speech, which are the verbs. So what is the function of a verb in a given sentence? So we have to understand that verbs are action words. So basically what verbs do in a sentence is that they help us to convey the action or the state of being within in a sentence. So it actually describes the physical or mental action that is taking place in a given sentence. So all action words comes under the category of verbs. Next up, we have the category of adjectives. So the basic definition of adjectives is that it helps to modify or describe nouns such that it provides additional information about their qualities in a given sentence. So these kinds of adjectives can include words related to colors, sizes, or other descriptive terms in a given sentence. And next, we have the category called adverbs. So in the case of adjectives, adjectives are words that describe nouns. So basically, we have a thought process that in the case of adverbs also, adverbs are verbs which actually describe or modify verbs, but it is not. With that, we have to understand that adverbs can modify verbs, adjective, or even other adverbs in a given sentence, so that it gives us immense information on how, when, where, or what, to what degree an action occurs in a given sentence. So by using adverbs in a sentence, we are getting more and more additional information. So the next category we here have is the category of prepositions. So basically, we use preposition to talk about the relationship between noun or pronoun with other words in a given sentence. So basically, what preposition do in a sentence is that they often convey location, time, or direction. And some of the common examples of preposition are in, on, under, between, and across. Next, we have another vital category, which is called conjunctions. So the very easy and basic definition for conjunctions is that they are connecting words. So conjunctions helps us to connect words, phrases, or clauses to create a logical relationship within a given sentence. And here also we have further classifications like coordinating conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. So basically in coordinating conjunctions, they helps us to link similar elements, such as we use the words such as and, but, or, etc. in the case of coordinating conjunctions. And also in the case of subordinating conjunctions, they actually introduce dependent clause. So words such as because and although come under the category of conjunctions. And finally, we have the category of interjunctions. Comparing with the other types of parts of speech, interjunctions are not that necessary uh, in an examination point of view, but it is very vital that we understand what is an interjunction. So basically, interjunctions are expressive words or phrases which is used to convey strong emotions. So words such as alas, hooray, etc. These all come under the category of interjunctions. So now moving on. Now we have a very basic understanding of what parts of speech is and how they function in a given sentence. Let's quickly take a look at some of the practice questions. So in the first question, we here have a word called in, and then here we have two sentences. So what we have to do is that we have to find out what is the parts of speech or what is the function, grammatical function of the word in these given sentences. So let's take a look at the first sentence. It says she is interested in science. In science. So what can be the answer for this? So basically, I earlier mentioned in is a very basic preposition. So when we take the case of this particular sentence, which says she is interested in science. So it is actually indicating the area of interest that this particular person is interested. So basically, it functions as a preposition. And in the next sentence, we have they live in a quaint cottage. So what can be the answer for this? So in this particular sentence, it is very easy that because here in specifies the location, right? Where this particular person or the subject is living. So it says they live in a quaint cottage. Where are they living? In a quaint cottage. So basically, in is a preposition in this particular sentence. Now moving on. So this is also very easy one. So here we have the word his. And the first sentence here we have is his books are on the shelves. So very easy. His is a pronoun, right? It indicates an ownership. So it becomes a possessive pronoun, right? It says his books are on the shelf. Whose books? His. So it becomes his is a pronoun. And also in the second sentence, it says he was grateful for his help. Again, it is a pronoun because it shows the ownership, right? In this particular context, we have to understand that it indicates the help being referred or belongs to the person mentioned earlier in the sentence. He, right? See, he was grateful for his help of a particular person, right? So it becomes a pronoun. And next up, we have the word slowly. And the sentence first we have is the car moved slowly. So how did the car move? It moved slowly. So it becomes an adverb. So it describes the manner in which the car moved. So it becomes an adverb. And also coming to the second sentence, it says slowly she realized the truth. How about here? So how did this particular person realize the truth? He realized it slowly, right? So when we talked about adverbs, we said that it modifies verbs, adjectives, or even other adverbs in a given sentence, right? So in this particular context, we can say that it is actually modifying the verb realized, right? Which further indicates the manner in which she realized the truth, which is slowly. So here also, it is an adverb, right? And now moving on to the next part. Here we have the word beautiful. And the first sentence says, she wore a beautiful dress. So what kind of dress she wore? It was a beautiful one, right? So basically it becomes an adjective because it is talking or describing the quality of the dress given here. Similarly, in the second sentence, we can say it says the flower smell beautiful. So here also we can say it is describing how the flower smelled, right? It's describing or modifying the verb smelled. So it becomes an adverb, right? The flower smelled beautiful. So here, beautiful becomes an adverb, right? And now we have come to the next section, right? Which is fill in the blanks. So here is a very easy fill in the blanks here. It says the detective interviewed dash witness to gather information. And in the bracket, we have the words some and each, and we have to choose the most appropriate one. So here it is very easy because the word will be each. So because the particular sentence says the detective interviewed each witness to gather information, right? So it highlights that the detective interviewed these witnesses individually, right? We have to highlight it. So the most appropriate one will be each. So similarly, we have another set of sentences. So I will not be solving these questions. It is better you solve them and let me know in the comment sections, right? So we have sentences like she placed a flower on dash table at the event, right? Here also we have two words in the bracket. Then we have the sentence, the children were dash allowed to pick a toy from the prize box. Here also we have the option between each and every. Then we have the sentence, I always have dash snack in the afternoon. Then we have the sentence, despite practicing diligently, she made dash mistakes during the performance. Then we have the sentence, you can borrow that book from dash library in the city. So in these exercises, what you have to do is that you have to understand the context of the sentence and then choose the one which is most appropriate, right? So now, when we looked at some of the questions, we can find that you can't expect these types of questions in the examination because no one is going to ask you very direct questions from the parts of speech. But it is essential that we understand what parts of speech. Then only we'll be able to tackle other types of grammatical questions. Definitely, for sure, you will be getting questions like fill in the blanks, which may not be very direct in the sense, but if you have a clear understanding of what are the functions of different words or fill in the blanks or parts of speech, it will be very helpful when solving those types of questions. So let me talk about some very well-known tips while solving these questions. So first of all, you have to understand every sentence has a basic structure which includes subject, verb, and object. So when we read a particular sentence in a given examination, the very first thought process that we should have is that which is the subject in the sentence. Then what is the action happening? Basically verb. And finally, we have to find out the object. So it's very easy. It will be very easy when we first start by identifying the main subject, then the given sentence, right? So when we have found out this, it becomes very easy to recognize other parts of speech and other relationships between other words in the given sentence. And also then look for nouns and pronouns because basically these nouns and pronouns will be representing people, places, things, or an idea, right? So in a given sentence, most probably they often are the ones who are doing the action, right? So it becomes very easy when we look for nouns and pronouns. And some other tips are, one such tip is paying attention to the word endings. So basically, if a particular word ends with ly, it often indicates adverb. And if it ends with ing, it can signal to a verb, right? But not necessarily, but in most cases. So that's why I told you we have to understand the given context, right? So when we read a particular sentence, first we have to identify what is this particular author meaning by writing this particular sentence. We have to get the essence of that sentence. And then we have to look for the subject because subject is the one who is doing the action. Then we have to look for the action which is happening. So identifying these types of words and when we have a clear understanding of parts of speech will be very helpful when we are solving questions related to grammar. You can't expect very direct questions, but if you have a clear understanding of parts of speech, it will be very helpful while solving questions related to grammar. So I guess with this, we have come to the end of today's video. I hope that you all got a very basic idea of what parts of speech is. And stay tuned for more videos in the upcoming sessions where we'll be talking about other aspects and other areas of grammar itself. And also, like I mentioned before, please let me know in the comments the answers for those fill in the blanks. So stay tuned for more videos, guys. Thank you.